Okay, so we're at the final part of Rio's dungeon. There's like one puzzle we need to do still in order to get access to the final boss of his stage, which is chapter 4, by the way. Or no, chapter 5. I mixed it up again. I don't know, because I remember saying in the beginning when I started his this session, I said like it was chapter 4. It's chapter 5. Why did I think I said chapter 4. I don't know. And I said it again, but it's chapter 5, not chapter 4. Anyway. But the first part of his, at least one of the puzzles, involved like a mermaid's tear, which I figured out that it was a pearl, actually. Let me just, before I get back in the dungeon, though, let me just cook some more food. Let's see. Cook this apparently. It needs rock salt, seaweed, hermit crab meat, and water. You know what? Sure, why not? Seafood soup. Amazing. But, well, might as well make some more jerky, though. Let's see. Yeah, some more meat I can use. And keep one, just in case I need it for any kind of other dish, I guess. Alright. Let's see. I wonder, is anyone allergic to seafood? That's the thing, right? That's the thing with eating stuff that's just not jerky or like any other food, really. So sometimes if the character's allergic to it, and then you feed them, and then they just instantly die. Afterwards, it's not too bad because they can just simply get the shigabane when they revive, and then they're immune to it, and then they can eat it anyway. It's just that, you don't know if you never tried it before. But you don't want to waste the food, right? You want to like taste test everything. The whole point of making the food is that you can use it in the dungeon. Anyway, let's get back to where we were. Let's see. Go here. Now, like a weird thing, like if you go to the hot springs, I feel like it's random, right? Whether or not you go to one way or the other. I don't know if like it depends on the day or whatever, but there is like one area I haven't really fully explored. It says that, oh yeah, the current swift goes to southeast of ruins. You see that little message there? So I wonder if this is the initial area that I went through before, actually. Yeah, okay. So this is where I want to be. And I haven't really explored the other area because I got killed by a bunch of crabs, so... It's like, why is this thing always here? It's so weird I had like markers on the minimap, but I didn't really add markers, like ghost markers. I don't know what it is. I don't think I added markers, so it looks like I did. Did I see something there or something? Oh, I see like a monster there, actually. Oh, the sun. My eyes. There is a creature there. Now, let's kill that creature first before I do anything. It said to rest in the footbath, by the way. I was thinking like resting the footbath. I rested before, I didn't do anything, but I guess I just need to rest some more. More than I thought. Okay, that scared me again, but it's because it was jumping up from the water. That's what it is. That's what it was. Oh, what do you want? What do you want? No? You don't want any of this. You're dead now. Good. Alright. Oh, it's meat? Oh yeah, because I put it there. Oh yeah, I remember. I put meat on the pedestal. That's what I did. Rest where the footbath, a path will be open. The wise key opens the mystery lock. Yeah, I don't know what that means exactly still. But I assume you're supposed to rest the footbath. This is the footbath. I just know where do I rest. So there's like 4 switches here. The rest well. Well, I'm just gonna rest then. I'm just gonna wait. I didn't even do that. I want to switch characters just in case, but right now rest. La. Resting. I assume this is what you do. There's like 4 switches on the footbath though, so I don't know if you know the rest on a particular switch. Doesn't seem to be doing anything though. Still waiting. I like usually in a video game you don't need to like wait too long to activate like a mechanic. Unless you actually do. You know, you have to wait for a long time or something. I don't know. No idea. Okay, nothing's happening. I didn't hear anything. Oh, I do. Okay, it says here, you hear mechanical noises. So did it work actually? Is something open or did something activate? Something activated, I'm not sure. But I said there was a little message actually that says you hear mechanical noises. So I assume something happened. Oh, it's unlocked. Oh, there you go. Oh, there's the creatures, by the way. Okay. There's the creatures. There they are. They've been hiding here this entire time, these little monsters. You little monsters, you. It's kind of waiting for him to go here. Get rid of her little thing there. Oh, slap me, please. It's not very nice, huh? It's not very nice. Not very nice at all. Nope. Take that. You're dead. Alright. Kill this guy next. Get rid of his arm. Maybe get a Cleon, maybe? No? Hello. Slap you in the face. Alright. One guy left is the tongue man. No tongue man. Okay. It's hard to hit the pink area. I don't know, it's a weird mechanic. And I mentioned before, you gotta let go. You gotta do a thing where you let go. Then it like keeps going for a little bit as you release it, and you press it again real quick. And hit the right spot. And then you can do it like the quick charge time, whatever. What does this say first? Looks like a appetite for the gruesome folktale called the Cauldron Demon. Okay. Well, we had something like that before, I think, but maybe that's more information. What's this? I don't know what this is. Laundry pole. Oh, okay. These are just materials. Okay. I thought there was like something, like a key or something like that, but it's just this Cauldron Demon. Okay. So I don't know. Well, that's probably part of what we need to maybe use to like get to the thing. I don't know. So this Cauldron Demon 3, Racing Hot Springs. Today I'm here at Hot Springs. No, okay, that's nothing new. Bath Demon Origins. The tale of the Cauldron Demon has been passed down the land since olden times, changed over the years into the Bath Demon. Though it's a name fitting for the Hot Spring district, the tale of the Cauldron Demon is quite gruesome. Okay, well, it's a scary story, I imagine. I'll just scan it real quick. Let's see. So, it takes 300 years ago, 1698. There was a great famine. There wasn't any rain, but a traveler appears one day. I'll bring forth salvation in exchange for your children. The townsfolk were like, well, we don't want to do that, but okay, here we go. Here's our children. And the man throws the children into the boiling cauldron, and steam that rose up turned the clouds and rained upon the land. They were saved, but they had to sacrifice some children, I guess. But then they were stricken famine again, and each time they returned and they wanted more children. When the townsfolk eventually found out the traveler is a monster called the Cauldron Demon, they snuck in, killed it in his sleep, and then the hot water sprang forth from the Cauldron Demon's roost. And it is said that's where the hot springs has come from, I guess. Okay. And so the story of the Cauldron was passed down to and it became the Bath Demon. Alright. So that's just like a myth about where the hot springs came from, I guess. There's a Cauldron Demon though. Number 3, part 3. So okay, so I have to collect all the parts first, maybe? I don't know. I don't want to read it out of order, so let's collect all the parts first. I imagine every single one we go to opens a new part. Like none of these like doors. Let's see. Okay, so let's go to the right first. I imagine once you read all the origin of the Cauldron Demon, unlock something else, maybe, hopefully, or at least gives us a hint of how to go to the original or the center part of this area and finish off the chapter. I don't know. And getting older now. I do need like an aged one. I don't know how old they need to be, but maybe like senior. Aged one. Middle age? Or just like fully aged, you know? I don't know. Alright, so this area I haven't really explored. This is the one with a lot of lizards, I guess. A lot of lizards around here. Ah, that. Tried to dodge, but I couldn't. Hopefully I don't die again. Just get murdered. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna do this just to be safe. I don't want to die again. If I die again, it's just, you know, Kind of a inconvenience. Get to go all the way back, extend my characters again, come back again. I'd rather just play it safe, rest over here, and then continue from here. Let's see. Eat some jerky. I don't have a lot of jerky anymore. I ran out of jerky. Not my jerky. And Sachika as well. Okay. Hirai janai yo. Meaning she doesn't hate it. It's not her favorite, but she doesn't hate it, you know? Guess might as well kill the tail. Tail's not that useful though. I already have a bunch of tails already. Or I'll just kill it normally, actually. Come on, just die. 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 No, they go so fast. Okay. Give me that. Sharp lizard tusk. I do need those. Those are useful. There's a giant crab again. Where's that lizard? I gotta kill that lizard first. Ah! Ow. Okay. That scared me. But I didn't die, right? Okay. I didn't die, so that's good, at least. I guess, oh, that was the thing that was hurting someone, actually. Maybe? I think I saw it before. Okay. I wonder if it will activate again. I don't know. Just testing fate there. Get damaged a little. It didn't hurt too bad, though, actually. We're still alive, really, for the most part. What are you gonna do, Okay, just destroy the truck. Murder the truck real quick. Don't worry about it. Okay. And then charge up again. Kill the weak point of this crab. Giant enemy crab. Attack its weak point for massive damage. Wow. An umbrella. Kind of useless. You know, can't really use it for much. I feel like. What's it say? Cave of Divine Wind. Okay, I assume this is the wind thing that, like, I guess it's just wind that hit me. I don't know what it is. I guess it turned off though. I guess because you have something over here. It turned off because it dropped items here. I might as well grab these eggs. I don't really need that, I don't think, so I might as well just leave that there. I think if you leave the object there, it doesn't shoot anymore. That's probably what happened, actually. If I didn't leave any items there, I probably would just get hit over and over again until I died. So it's a good thing I killed an enemy there, you know? It worked out in the end. I think I got lucky, I don't know. That was dangerous, actually. I didn't realize that that trap was there. I remember seeing it before. I didn't really know what it was, because I saw it from a distance. Now I know, I guess. Again, this dungeon is weird, because this dungeon definitely you have multiple ways, a lot of ways to go. That's why you see all these TVs here. Because you can definitely go in this in many different order. Or many different orders. I don't know if that makes any sense. Many different paths, I guess. It all loops back anyway, though. It's all one, like, big area. More of these lanterns, by the way. 1, 2, 3, break, 1, 2, 3. Or is it like... Oh, well, about two, it's 2 here and 3 there. So 5 lanterns in total, but 2 are broken. I don't know what the lanterns are there for. It seems to be, we see many clues about them, like, mentioning the lanterns. I don't know exactly what it means, however. Still no idea. Okay, that just goes back to base as well. I see something over there. I don't really reach there right now, though. Something over here as well. Small shrine with indent in it. Nothing else is out of the ordinary. Indent. Wonder if that's important. Anyway, let's rest a little bit, because we got a little damaged. A little rest. Just a small rest. Okay. Let's see. Where haven't we explored? I guess at the top there? A little bit at the top? Should be like another clue here, right? There's like one clue I haven't found yet. Probably mentions exactly what we need to do. The Lantern Festival begins. I guess so. I'm just looking at the ground, seeing any clues in the ground. Here's another like 4-point lock, right? I removed the lock actually. Huh. Huh. Okay. Is that easy actually? How did that happen? Apparently I had the key, I guess. I'm so confused. I don't know. But like, I guess that's it. I guess, because you see here, this is, I imagine, yeah, well, this is the bondage sheep. I guess this tends to indicate a boss fight soon. His limbs got ripped off. Right. So yeah, this is the area to the boss already. Okay. I don't know what I did, but maybe because I unlocked the footpath thing, right? Maybe I found a key as well, or there was also those levers. I didn't really know what they meant, but I used those levers. Maybe that has something to do with it too. I don't know. I might have solved the puzzle without even realizing it. I don't know. Maybe. Having explored the area, yes. Let me just explore a little bit more. Kind of like a trench coat. Oh, fishing. Fishing! Time to fish, Rio. Round fish. Haven't really done anything with the fish, by the way. I imagine you can like cook the fish, but there wasn't an option in the kitchen. At least I didn't see anyway. I mean, you could probably just eat the fish raw. I imagine you should cook the fish, though, you know? Probably should cook it before you eat it. I mean, there is sashimi, I guess, but... it's not ideal. There is a partition, by the way. That's actually useful. I would like another partition. Oop. Okay. And the wise key opens the mystery lock. Yeah, that was ordinary. The 4-point thing, lock thing. With 2 women in the afterlife, the men in this world can open the door. Okay, so I have to like... a weird puzzle, but like... apparently, I guess it means kill 2 women, let them die, and then 2 men can open this door. Weird. I want to do that right now because I'm right at the boss, so most likely I need them all alive. I want to kill them right now. I don't know if I even can. Like, there's no enemies left. Can't really like make them hit themselves, you know. I guess that's it. So these are like weird puzzles. I mean, I don't think they just lead to materials, it seems. So I could just do them off screen. Really, it's probably nothing too amazing. It's just like, as we saw before, just some creatures in there maybe. I can't really hear them though. Normally you can hear the enemies if they're behind there. You don't hear them though. At least I don't. I don't hear anything. But I imagine there's just enemies in there and some items maybe. And a continuation of the lore about the cauldron demon, I guess. Maybe, but doesn't seem all that useful. To like progressing, you know? I don't know. How did I open that door? I have no idea. The door to the boss. I have no idea how I did that. I'm just exploring a little bit more, and yeah. So basically, explore as much as I can. Something over here, though. There might be more to do, though. I might have spoke too soon. Because that is the way to the boss fight, but there is like 4 objective markers over here, so maybe you have to reach them all from each area, maybe? So I'm thinking. I guess we'll see. Let's try going in, though. Get prepared, however. The last of our jerky. Might as well eat some potatoes. Hopefully no one's allergic to potatoes. Hopefully not. I think somebody was allergic to potatoes. And then they died, you know, but then they got the Shigemane for it. I think that happened off screen though. Okay. Boop. Pop. Beep. Pop. Real needs some water as well. Drink up. And then pee in the bottle again. Okay, good. Alright. Well, let's see what happens. This is a different area. There's a Zanki door right there. I think that's how you pronounce it, right? Zanki? You know, Danganronpa, by the way, is also a name that's kind of weird because it's like translated literally. Zanki as well. The 0 part is English, I guess, but the Zanki part is like not really an English word either. But, you know, I believe Danganronpa means something like bullet refutation or something. If you translate it, but they didn't translate it, I guess, for some weird reason when they ported it over to west. I don't know why, but you know, I think of it as like Danganronpa. I don't really think of it like as like bullet refutation, you know. But anyway, hey, look at that! Looks completely different than the path here. My memories are still dubious at best, and I can't even tell if I recognize something or not. But the scenery of the city before me is beautiful enough to stir my emotions. Wow, it's huge! Look, there's a big river and a bridge. Wow. A marvelous view indeed. It has a nice atmosphere, despite being in a ruin. It was an old building to begin with, so it probably hasn't changed all that much. Let's take a look around the area first, and... Whoa now, Sashia, don't run off on your own! You caught me. Alright. It won't open. After looking around the Hot Springs district, we find one building with a strange lock on it. Where there's a lock, there's a key. Where will we even find a key? Thinking about it, the Conquest video mentioned a river with hot springs flowing into it. Is this the one? And just as I try getting closer to the river... Ah! It's a weird thing with a head crab on it. Ah! Also, I guess it's looking like a person being binded, which makes sense. Uh-huh. Looks like the crocodile finally decided to join us. Kept us waiting long enough. Yeah, it looks like someone's like being... It's like a bondage crocodile, I guess, with a head crab. I don't know. The creature of the Cleon that looks like a crocodile begins speaking. This is the boss. As soon as I see it, I feel a sense of relief and disappointment. That's probably not my mom. It must be that manager creep from the video turned into a creature. I guess it won't go like it did. It won't go like it did with Yuma. I should have known. My mother was a pitiful single mother who ruined her life over men, then killed herself. She wasn't involved with or a subject of a Cleon research project. There's no chance of her coming back to life as a creature. But still, I had hoped. Hate to admit it, but I did. Well, it's small compared to the last one. Doesn't look too strong. No reason to hold back, right, Rio? As soon as I realized it wasn't her, I began feeling intense anger. According to the Conquest videos, it's this bastard's fault my mother killed herself. She became jealous of me, fell into despair, and hung herself because of this bastard's perversion. Yeah, let's get this over with. Alright. No, Minimo, look out! Huh? Nani? There's more! Uh-oh. Multiple. It's not that easy. Uh-oh. Oh no, there's more than one boss. One. Oh, I think he said that. Well, whatever. I'll say it again. 110. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Again, sometimes it's voice, and I can't tell if it's voice or not. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it is. All right, this is gonna be interesting. I say interesting, but like, I'm probably gonna get killed. But I guess there's multiples of them. It's not that easy. Put that over there first. We don't need that right now. We'll pick it up later. So, they're on the water right now, so I guess you have to bait them somehow, and then you fight them. Okay. Take that. Oh, she doesn't have arrows. Hold on. Hold on. It. Okay. Take that. Okay, I don't know what these creatures do. I don't know. Oh, another one. Ow, fear! Some things such as mannerisms can inflict fear status. Afraid characters and they end up able to use their Cleon. Or you can cure with sedatives. Oh, I don't use Cleons anyway, really. I often forget actually. Thanks for reminding me now, game. Oh yeah, I have a Cleons. By the way, I forgot that I can do that. I can't really heal right now. Okay, I hit his head, I imagine. Okay. Stay out of the water, by the way. It seems like, yeah, they do like weird area of effect attacks near the water, so stay out of the water, I guess. Oh yeah, take that. No running away for you. Yeah, back away, back away, back away. Okay, good. I assume that one's dead, alright. Sachika's scared, but I mean, it doesn't do much. It just says you can't use her Cleon. It's like, whatever. I don't use it. Who cares? You might as well use a Cleon, though, I guess. I'll use Cleon again, like this. Yeah. I never use Cleon. I always forget, you know? But I guess that does a lot of damage. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Uh-oh. Okay. Uh-oh. Don't get close to me. Stay away from me, monsters. Back! Back! Go back to whence you came. Into the depths of hell. Oh, you can hit his legs, I think, as well? I don't know if you get anything from killing with legs as well. I don't know. Throw that away. Let's see. There's one here. They don't seem that tough so far. I don't know if it's gonna be like an extra thing they do too. Doesn't seem like, so far, they're kind of big cowards, really. As long as you stay out of the water, it doesn't seem that tough. It kills like weird fin and things. I wonder what that does. Maybe it prevents them from swimming or something. Maybe that's what it does. So valve here, by the way. What's this do? Oh, hot water. Okay, interesting. Oh, okay. If you want to like force them out of the water, that's what you do, I imagine. And then they, you know, take damage and they get out or something. Okay. Oh, there's another one actually. Okay, I'm not done yet, apparently. I'm not done yet. There's more. What the heck? I thought there was like 4 and that's it, but there's more actually. Maybe you gotta activate more of those switches. Okay, here's another one. Maybe that's what you need to do. It's like a puzzle boss more so than just straight up combat boss. I don't know. Okay, so far so good. I wish I could heal, but I don't have any bandages. And obviously, I don't know if I can rest. If I rest, I'll probably the boss will just come up to me and kill me. So, probably a bad idea. I feel like. Oh, okay. Not enough time to charge my attack. I'm trying to kill his tail, you know, see if that does anything, but whatever. I'm just end up killing him instead. Okay, another one down. There should be at least one more, but I don't know more like respawn or something. There's that one over there. Might as well use this switch as well. Use this. More hot water. Oh, that came out. That guy came out. Kill your little fins, I guess. Yeah, I want to see what happens if you kill his tail. Probably nothing much. It just kills the tail, you know. That's it. Probably like a tail attack that usually would have normally. Does it kill his tail? No, it doesn't seem like it. Okay, no, it only attacks their body. Okay, I thought you could attack the tail, but never mind. It looked like you can attack the tail. Oh, there's a Cleon. That's nice. Will they grab that later? Can't really do it right now because I'm in battle, you know? Or, no, I can. You know what? I'll do it right now. Let's do a little inventory management while I'm here. Alright, there you go. Just a quick inventory management. Alright. So I might as well... I assume there's another valve here. I don't know how many of these things are there left. And I don't know if they respawn, but just in case they do respawn, might as well put some hot water in the river there as well. Seems like there's only one guy left, though. Hey Zen, use your powers. Hiya! Kablam! Well, didn't do much, to be honest. It didn't do much at all, really. Yuma actually, she can heal. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I always forget that she can heal. But she's affected by fear though. She can't use it right now. Never mind. Sachika as well. I don't know if I gave her a Cleon. I don't remember if I did. I think she doesn't... I think she can't use Cleons, right? Is that the part of the story? I can't remember if that was the case exactly. I don't really remember, to be honest. That does 2 damage. Good. It doesn't do a lot of damage, really. They're resistant to fire, I guess. Okay. Are you saying Shimata Onegai? No. No, thank you. Don't spit stuff on me. It's not what I want. There you go. Kablam! I assume that's it? Okay, that boss wasn't too hard. I imagine if you just rush into them, you could definitely get surrounded, you know, and then get murdered really quickly. But, you know, I played safe, so it worked out. Yada yada. We managed to take them all out. But where's the extend machine? That locked door is suspicious, but I wonder how we open it. Oh, it probably opens with this key. One of the Krogs had it. You should have told us you found it already. We wouldn't have to fight them all. Well, at least we secured this area. Let's open that door. Okay. Well, Zen wanted to fight more, you know, more of those crocodiles. Right, now we can pick these up, I guess. So we can take our time now. I still have this pearl, by the way. That's for like another thing. I guess we didn't have to do the mermaid's tear thing, really. I still don't know exactly how how did I open the final boss door? Apparently, like, we just opened the lock somehow. I don't know what I did exactly. Maybe there wasn't like really a big puzzle to it or anything. It was just like not that big of a deal. I don't know. Dear customers, don't touch the valves. Too bad, I'm touching the valves. Touching all of the valves, and they release steam. Something something. Gabe Newell. I don't know. Might as well get these. I don't know. They're probably these enhancers are probably useful in late game. Right now, though, like I haven't really used any of them at all. So I imagine, because the thing is, you know, I feel like, especially for craftable items, if you waste the upgrades on them, and then they kind of become obsolete, you know, then what's the point, right? You want to save it for items that you're gonna use for the rest of the game, and by that point, though, probably you probably finished the game already. So, but I'm saving it for that anyway. Hot spring eggs available. Get a nice leaving meal. I'm just like explore a little bit more and go this way. Probably like go to all the other areas from all these Zanki doors, I guess. Zanki. Don't know what Zanki means though. I don't know what Zanki means. What does Zanki mean? I have no idea. Danganronpa had like a you can translate Danganronpa again, but you can't really translate Zanki. At least, well, I don't know the translation rather. What it means. Would you like to stop by for a bath? No. Anything else? Again, I just want to complete the squares, you know, just in case I miss anything. Just to be sure I found everything. Any, like, secret items, hidden items anywhere in this moss room? I might as well run, you know. We're at the end of the chapter anyway. Here are some dongos, Yures? Dongo! Dongo, 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 daikazoku. Please don't touch the valves. Again, more hints to fight the boss, I guess. Again, this dungeon definitely way easier. I don't know. Definitely there are some puzzles I haven't really solved yet, but they're completely optional, I guess. You only need to do them to really finish the dungeon, so that's nice. You know, that's again this dungeon way easier than Yuma's. I don't know what Yuma's dungeon was all about. Like Yuma's, I believe, I think all of the puzzles I did they needed to be done, you know, to progress, and yet they were really, really hard for some reason. I don't know, man. Or at the very least, again, for multiple reasons. Some of them are like not hard in the sense that like they're super hard, but some of them are like really. I don't know what the word is. I want to say badly designed, you know, but that's not it. It's more like, you know, the second definitely one of those puzzles where you gotta throw stuff, you know. Again, it's just not easy to explain, you know. It doesn't explain exactly what you need to do, or at least the core mechanics anyway. I don't know. I just didn't like the puzzles in Yuma's dungeon. This dungeon is a lot easier. Even the optional dungeons, like I can probably do them, I can understand all the hints to do all the other puzzles, but anyway, let's continue though. Enough, Yuma's dungeon. Is the extend machine part inside this inn? I suddenly get choked up. This feeling must be nostalgia. Could this be where my mom and I had lived? Ryo, what's wrong? Oh, it's nothing. Tears well up in my eyes. Against my will, I move to open the door before anyone notices. Hopefully we don't fight like another boss. It's like 2 bosses in a row. The interior of the inn is dim, dusty, and reeks of mold. After checking every nook and cranny, you finally find a staircase leading underground. Hopefully there isn't like a double dungeon in this chapter. That's what I'm thinking, But no, okay, it's just stand machine. It's kind of like a CG of the extend machine, which is weird. Oh, no wonder we couldn't find it. Who would have guessed there was a room like this here? The stairs lead to a spacious underground room with an old extend machine in front of us. A small light bulb illuminates the room, though I don't know where it's drawing power from. I'm surprised you found the stairs, Doctor. You know those movie scenes where they tap on the walls to find hidden rooms? I tried imitating that and bingo! You see, I use my stethoscope like this. That's nice and all, but you better not do that in the bedrooms. Oh, it's kinda like a secret base. It's so exciting! But I wonder what this room is for. Who knows? Doesn't seem like it's any regular old storage room. It's way too empty to be one. It's like the room is specifically here for the extend machine. Let's get the machine part and go home. Something smells unpleasant. I do not want to be here for too long. You're right, something smells like fish. I wonder what it is. Like fish? Oh, Haruto, she's too oblivious. Saying anything will only backfire big time. Alright, I'll go grab it in a jiffy. You guys wait right here. Does that make anyone else want to leave it behind? I respond to Zen with scowl, then stand in front of the extend machine. I don't know what they mean by that. By fish? I don't know what that means exactly. What does that imply, actually? It's like creepy basement, like smells like fish? I don't know, anyway. Got the G button, though. Finally, I got my runes over with. It's been way more mentally draining than I had imagined. I didn't understand the hardships Haruto and the others went through until I had done them myself. I leaned a while apart from the others and noticed Dr. Ichio next to me. Ryo, are you alright? Oh yeah, well, I'm fine. Don't worry, I'm a strong boy. Gotta admit though, I'm exhausted. I laugh and Dr. Ichio replies with his usual smile. Wait, his usual smile? I see, you're fine. How can you say as such after having your past explode like that? What? Something feels off. He's smiling, but his smile doesn't reach his eyes. His voice sounds a bit sad, too. Well, I'm not sure, but probably because I have nothing, or more like I don't remember anything. My mother's face, gratitude for her, or love, I don't even think I ever knew those things. So it made me think. The past doesn't really matter. What's important is being in the now and the people by your side. Just as I'm about to say, of course, that also includes you, Dr. Ichio. He interrupts me with a dark, trembling rage in his voice. Did you just say... the past doesn't matter? You say that even though it's your fault your mother died. Huh? Dr. Ichio, that's not true. Ryo's mother chose to die herself. That's not Ryo's fault. I see the others gathering around. They must be surprised with Dr. Ichio raising his voice. I agree, it's wrong to blame Ryo for that. What's the matter, Dr. Mamoru? It's not like you to say something like that. Mamoru, you look like you're in pain. Are you injured? I'm sorry, Ryo. I'm just a bit shaky, is all. Oh, to be honest, he scared the shit out of me. Something terrible must have happened in his past for him to get so angry. Because I'm about to apologize back. Uh-oh. Kurosuke? Is that you? What's going on? Hey, the extend machine's shaking. This machine still works. Don't tell me. Is there someone inside it? Someone? You mean a human clone besides us? The rumbling gets louder. I tense myself and focus on the extend machine. But... looks like it stopped. Oh, got me all worried for nothing. Right after we let out a sigh's relief, it reveals itself to us. Ah! Okay, well, he screams for... And this, again, sometimes I don't know if it's voiced or not. The strange life form we call a creature emerges from the extend machine's vat. Okay, so this is the boss I think we fought, or I don't know. But it seems like, well, now we know why, I guess, creatures keep responding. It's from these extend machines that we've been getting the machine parts from. I imagine they still work, except that maybe, you know, every time they get out of the vat, they're like controlled by the Cleon, I guess? Maybe something like that? As we've learned from Yuma's backstory, actually, you know? Maybe? I don't know. Not sure. This one's not... I guess this one's dying, though, so... Oh, he's right. The creature looks like it'll croak any second now. Looks up at us, uttering something in a wispy voice. Okay, well, that's real. Huh. Dun dun dun, by the way. But then... Who are we? I don't know. Who are we? Huh? The creature's face looks exactly like mine. Its voice is like a candle wavering in the wind. As it speaks, the familiar X-shaped light glimmers all around it. Before I know it... I don't know. Maybe it doesn't respond in the extend machines, but it's kind of weird, like... I don't know, anyway. It also said, like, Ryokun, like third person... It's kind of weird, anyway. The creature with a face just like mine turns to white sand, disappears. I mean, you know... Got a little existential crisis. You know, that's the thing with clones, you know? Like, who's the original, you know? When you have, like, multiple clones. But that creature, is it just me or did it look like Ryo? Look like him? That was almost exactly like Ryo himself. Huh? Hey, now, give me a break. I'm right here, guys. Ryo, show me. Show you. Ah! Sasuke suddenly walks up to me and lifts my shirt. My belly's the same X key I've already gotten used to. He has his X key, so he's a real one. That creature wasn't real. Okay, whatever you say, Sasuke, apparently you just know this. Of course I'm real. You're such a perv, Sashes. I'm not a perv, stupid Ryo. Good grief. Quit playing around, you two. Let's hear what she has to say. Who are you talking about? When it comes to clone research, there's only one person to turn to. Right, madam? Everyone turns to look at Yuma. She narrows her eyes and begins speaking in her usual tone. Like I said before, I do not know any details of the clone research. But after we probed the ship, I had a theory based on the documents we found and my own experiences. This theory is further supported by that creature we just saw. A theory? The creatures are actually human clones, and the originals exist somewhere else. That's... Didn't Dr. Ichigo say something like that when we found the machine part on the ship? Yes, but that was nothing more than me throwing guesses around. They happen to be correct. What? That creature we just saw was a human clone too. And its original, I presume, is you, Ryo Mikajime. Yuma suddenly points me out, and I almost stopped breathing in surprise. What are you saying, Yuma? That thing was a clone. That's... It was your waist, to be more precise. Come again? You mean... Waste? I think I heard that mentioned somewhere before. The documents I found in the Mastro ship. Zen pulls out the documents he just mentioned, reads them out loud. Oh yeah, they didn't mention something about, like, you know, how the cloning and extending the clones and everything causes a lot of waste or whatever, and it didn't really fix that, so... However, there are still obstacles to overcome. One of them being instability, or in other words, a highly inefficient yield rate. Currently, generating a single clone also creates several units worth of waste. Waste reduction is necessary from a cost and ethics viewpoints, and is the major issue to resolve. Our next major issue. Therefore, to use it on the ship, the flow of waste management must be established first. Waste produced by the extend machine, huh? I'm starting to get the picture now. Yes, that's one of the things that convinced me. Creatures are the waste created when we, the originals, are successfully extended. In other words, they are failed clones. Okay, so in a way I wasn't wrong. You know, in a way, it could be like gameplay-wise as well. Every time we extend, you know, and the day restarts and everything, maybe, I don't know how exactly it works, but you know, the more we extend, the more of these creatures spawn, I guess, and we're killing our own clones maybe, or like, I don't know, I mean, that's not it exactly, but something like that. But at the very least, I guess, this revelation is kind of like, every time we extend, we also create like, you know, I guess failed copies all the time, and they're like spawned somewhere else in the world maybe? My mouth is hanging open in a triangle and I can't seem to close it. That can't be true, right? Sure, that thing looked like real, but the others didn't look anything like us. Yeah, that's what I was wondering, you know, those other creatures didn't look like us. I wonder, are they different people, or are they clones of us, or I don't know, sure. Just think about Haruto's chief editor, Zen's grandpa, and my Hiroki. The bad boss looked exactly like me. Well, that's because it was your mom. You said so yourself, remember? That is what I thought at the time, yes, but I may have been wrong. I have one more reason to believe this theory is correct. We also found information hinting at why we look different from creatures. Ah, creature mutation, and the emphasizing of memories. That's from the research notes I found. Okay, so that is what it is. Okay, so all the creatures we've been fighting so far, and maybe even the animals, even I don't know, are definitely just spawned from extending ourselves. I guess is the idea. That's what we've been fighting this entire time. You know, our own memories, our own like different like forms. I guess it just comes from our brains, maybe. You know, I don't know. Just like how when you like dream, you know, if anyone had like dreams or whatever, you kind of like when you're like in a big crowd or whatever, there's like a bunch of people. You know, you see a bunch of people in your dreams. You don't know who they are, but you kind of like have an idea. I guess it's kind of like that. You know. I don't know. Anyway. Creature mutation. Changes to body characteristics and behavior are based on the original's memories. Example, because the creature with emphasized memories related to the convenience store. Regardless of the original, the creature acted like a store clerk operating a cash register. Key point, the creature's individual differences depend on which memories are emphasized. We should be able to selectively highlight certain memories, setting and stimulation are key factors. Control over the creatures, aim for selective mutation, clue toward Cleon humans. Record as Manny's new part research. The notes say certain memories of the original are emphasized, affecting a creature's looks and actions. They also mention individual differences are decided by which memories are emphasized. So with that chief editor creature, it was my own failed clone of a changed experience, but my emphasized memories related to the chief. They sure got us good. So what they said on Extend TV about Cleon infesting humans, the term the creatures was a lie. No, I don't think it was all a lie. I'm sure getting infested by Cleon and changes their appearance further look more monstrous. And like the boss we face this time, sometimes there are multiples of the same creature. This can all be explained if they're clones of us in the first place. No way! But that doesn't make any sense. Because I heard what Hiroki, that creature, said to me. He called me Big Sis Minamo. That's not it, Minamo. Creatures should only be able to speak words related to our memories or the conquest videos. What? So you noticed, Haruto Higurashi? More like I felt something was off since the beginning. Thinking back, the chief only used words I heard before, or ones I explicitly remember. Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah. For example, Higurashi, let's go eat. Zen, Minamo, the same occurred with your grandpa and little brother, right? I don't want to think about it, but you may be right. What about you, Ryo? I don't really remember my mother and that manager in the first place. I wouldn't know if those crocodiles were using words from my memories or not. Buying me? That's what he was saying. Damn it, but that creature's words won't get out of my head. Sorry, you're right. Wait a minute. We didn't see any of this waste when we were using the extend machine. And if creatures are byproducts of our cloning, why are there some in the ruins? Yeah, Rinko's right. Even if that creature was my failed clone, no one's ever brought me back to life with extend machine in Kuroma Hot Springs. Maybe the extend machines are connected? No maybes. What craziness little Miss Genius girl talking about now? Well, remember when Minamo lost her police ID we found in the ruins? Oh yeah, that's an interesting point. Yes, yeah. Because when she lost in the ID in the original extend machine, it was gone, but then she found it at the end of her dungeon. Oh, yeah, it does make sense. I never think about that. It came out of the extend machine in the ruins. It must have come out of our waste with the creatures. I just can't. So the broken extend machines in ruins were used as outlets for our waste. Yes, that must be it. Every time we extend, the creature's born and dumped into one of the ruins. Though I don't know how it works exactly. It can't be. That means this whole time we've been fighting and killing our own bodies. A never-ending penance like Syphilis and his boulder. Or Sisyphilus? Sisyphilus? I said syphilis? That's something else I feel like. Anyway. My. There's no love in any of this. No one says another word, and we all head back to Garage Island with heavy steps. The creatures are actually ourselves. We were taking these ruins too lightly this time around. The puzzles were like really easy, and I could progress like really quickly, but the truth we found at the end crushed us with the force of all despair in the entire world. Is this part of the punishment someone prepared for us? If it is, then what do we do to deserve it? Well, you're all sinners apparently. So is this like a prison island? I don't know. It's all this new experimental prison, maybe. I don't know. We all go back to our rooms. My body is dead tired, but I don't feel sleepy at all. There's a heavy fact weighing on me inside from the truth about the creatures. My fault, huh? I guess it would be. But my life isn't just my own. I can't simply say if only I had been born. But although because... my thoughts are getting all screwed up in my head again. My body feels like it's falling apart too. I guess I'll have to go bind myself. This is how he relaxes, just binds himself. Okay. How do you like... I guess there should be a failsafe, right? What if you accidentally bind yourself and you can't get out, you know? It's like... anyway. If I'm about to fall apart, I just need to bind myself together and calm down. I start tightly binding my body over my clothes. Just a bit tighter. To bind is to firmly define the outlines of one's body. Every time I bind myself, I get a fresh perspective of the shape of my own being. My heart and mind become perfectly clear, as if I've been reborn again. It's a sensation I love. I can only be achieved through the rope. But today... no good. Just can't get it right. It's like myself is pouring out through the openings between the rope. I still wonder, if even a tiny bit, did she ever love me? I know dwelling on it isn't gonna do me any good, but that question repeats in my head, pressing against me like a swelling waves. Disturbed by my own meandering thoughts, the rope can't seem to take shape. Man, I wish I could have seen her face, at least. I sigh under the rope and lie in the bed. Rio, are you free right now? Do that bondage session? No, I open the door and see Haruto standing there with a troubled expression. Well, what's up? I wanted to speak with you. You said you were fine, but I'm sure you aren't. I know from experience. One of those exclusive interviews. Something like that. Wish we had some alcohol, but not much we can do about that, huh? We talk about my memories, things I still can't remember, and my thoughts and feelings about them. Just by talking about them out loud, they begin making more sense in my head. Haruto's good at keeping himself from being too emotionally invested, and is a natural at interviews. By the time we finish talking, the storm of confusion inside me seems to subside. There's one thing I'm sure of. I'm never going to be able to remember what my mom looked like. I'm sure I'll feel self-pity and regret over it countless more times. But still, Those are emotions I seem to have lost somewhere along the way. I can say with certainty I regained a part of me that I had lost. Hatred, love, and envy. She and I were connected with a rope made of all those things. Just being able to recognize that is more than enough for me. Personally, I think your mom tried protecting you at the very end. Facts are nothing more than facts. I think truth is something people draw out from them with their own wills and thoughts. Well, this may not be very convincing coming from me. Nah man, thanks. Don't mention it. But I do have something I want to ask you in return. Oh? Do you think you could tie me up? Okay, it really is a bondage session. Huh? It's just as you said. I can't let the past rule over me. So I've decided to try anything and everything that may help me get over it. Anything, huh? Not sure I like it being phrased that way, but I am a bondage artist through and through. It busts me up knowing he wants to try getting bound to change himself. You got it. Sometimes in life you don't need words, just a rope. There's no being shy reserved in the world of ropes. You want to get bound? Let's get you bound. Good, and thanks. Okay, weird. It's like a bonding experience, you know, except two meanings to that word. It would have been better if he played it a bit more coy instead of answering right away so eagerly. Guess I'm starting to get into this too. Well, let's start with your clothes on. You've never been bound before, right? Never. Also, just thought you should know my body isn't very flexible. Got it. Thanks for the heads up, it helps. I nodded Naruto with the hemp on my hand. Now, how should I bind him? Naruto's got some muscle, but not as much as Zen. Since he thinks of himself as inflexible, maybe I'll bind him so he ends up in a more open position than that would even surprise himself. Oh, I almost forgot. Whoa, look out! Naruto's face bumps in my arm while I'm lost in thought. Ow! Oh, my bad. Here are your glasses. I pick up his glasses and hand them to him. I absentmindedly watch him put them back on. And suddenly, my vision blurs. What? What did I just... What's wrong, Ryo?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing. It's nothing. A memory almost came back to me. But I don't want to remember it. That's for sure, but I don't know what that memory was about. Huh. Suspicious. Like, like when his glasses fell off? I think I have an idea what that memory was, but I guess we'll see. Maybe we'll come back to that later. I grabbed the rope tightly again, as if to shake myself free from those lingering thoughts. Yeah, weird. What was that memory? What are you talking about? Like his memories? Like he's with his glasses off? I don't know, man. Okay, now we're here? Seems like we're in a, like, it reminds me of a gym. Like, you know, like gym class in school. In like high school, whatever. It's kind of like a basketball court, I guess. Often we have gym class and like a weird like hybrid of like a basketball court / you know, like gymnastics area. I don't know. Anyway.
そっか。もう放課後だっけ。今日は何して遊ぼう。早くみんなのとこへ。あれ？リンコちゃんじゃねえか。おい。
How old are these kids? They're like in elementary and they're already bullying people. What? I feel like that starts happening in like middle school or something. But no, they're already like beating up people. Kids these days, you know, they just turn into like evil monsters so quickly these days. Okay. All right. Weird memory, by the way. Yeah. And then, yeah, okay, there's everyone else. Because apparently it seems to imply that we all knew each other, I guess, somehow. I don't know. It's Sachika and the others, is that? Sensei. Yeah, I see. I assume that's Yuma, right? We saw Rinko in the beginning, which is getting really beat up again. Like, why kids are so violent these days? But here's Sachika, there's Minamo, there's Zen, and there's Yuma on the right, and we're Ryo. But who's missing? I wonder. Anyway. And this guy, yeah.
幸が殺された。黒助に殺された。
I was wondering if
俺は
Kurusuke,
殺されるの？
we did see like an older person in the last CG, so was that Kurusuke maybe? I don't know.
助けて。助けてよ。
This is, I feel like it's a big hint. I mean, it's, if you, okay, now they're just saying it.
おめえも無事だったのか。
Okay, now they're just like making it obvious, I feel like. Especially because he's like middle aged, but I wonder if he's like, I don't know if this scene is like they make the ages like fixed or whatever. But I think he was middle aged when I was going through the game. But you know, pushing up his glasses, very similar like face and hair. I mean, I don't know who is Haruto exactly. You know, why does he basically look exactly like you know Kurusuke, the guy who just murdered everyone with a knife? I don't know, man. Anyway, what was going on?
いや、何言ってるんだ俺。さっきのは夢で、今俺がいるのは瓦礫島だ。
Yeah, Ryo had like a weird dream somehow.
なあ、ハルト。ハルト？
Uh-oh. Why is it so evil? Nani? They can't just like reveal the evil villain so immediately. Is Haruto really Kurusuke? That's a big twist in that case, because then that means he's the big villain, right? Or he seems to be anyway. Because I'm trying to think, Kurusuke, like he was the guy. Cause so many pieces to connect, but like wasn't he the guy that was next to the scientist? You know, in Yuma's backstory, he was the guy that was also supervising the whole cloning process as well, right? I think. It looked like it anyway. That was my guess. I think. I don't know if it was confirmed, but he looked like the guy that was next to the scientist. You know, the scientist working with Yuma's father to do the whole cloning thing in the first place. And then, you know, it seems to be that maybe he's connected to all of this, and maybe he's Haruto somehow, and Haruto was just lying about his own past, or maybe he's just a clone that he doesn't know that. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. But I feel like revealing the evil, big bad mastermind villain so early on, you know, it's like, I don't know. How does that work? Anyway, what was that dream? I thought I was finally gonna remember my mom's face, but I ended up with one hell of a bad dream. Am I still shaken up because I saw that creature that looked like me? But even for a dream, it felt awfully familiar. Could that have been part of my memories? I feel a shiver going down my spine. It's still dark outside, but I don't feel like going out back to sleep. I may as well check. The sound of the waves and the sand crunching underfoot don't reach my ears. As I silently walk toward the garage, I notice an unexpected figure heading in the same direction. Rinko? What are you doing here? Ryo, I could ask you the same thing. Huh. I couldn't sleep. I thought I'd play some games for a bit or something. You want to play video games after everything we just went through? You really like them, don't you? You haven't changed a bit since we were kids. Oh, your smile hasn't changed since that day either. Since that day? The day you became our friend. Oh, wait. You didn't have a bloody nose at the time, though. Huh? Ryo, you remember? Well, I'm getting bits and pieces back. Me too. I thought I might remember more if I went to the garage. I thought the same. I'm getting a bad feeling about this. Maybe it'd be better to turn around and go back to bed. But before I can do that, Rinko opens her mouth. I think, Okay, well, again, she's saying that, okay. She figured out who killed Sasuke, eh? Weird thing is, I'm not surprised one bit by her words. And I know I shouldn't, but I can't help but ask. He says in a very funny way, you know, is it really, one of us? You know, he said the way he said it in Japanese. Rinko nods. Yeah, I definitely don't like where this is going. I'm gonna regret I ever asked. Higurashi-san.
日暮春人が幸子ちゃんを殺した犯人です。
ほら見ろ、 予感的中だよ。
Well, stage 5 clear. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. The main character of the game, the protagonist in the very beginning, was like the big murderer. Don't worry about it, you know? He even had like a unique animation where he pushed up his glasses and had an evil smile. I thought Zen was a psychopath, but actually it was Haruto, maybe? Maybe they get along more than that's my canon, like,
こと
maybe not ship, but like,
過去の自分と向き合うこと
I was thinking that Zen and Haruto would get along more than I think, and as it turns out, even more so actually. Maybe Haruto is also just a big giant psychopath. I don't know. Anyway, so here's Rinko, by the way. So this is, I guess, the next chapter involving Rinko, maybe? Let's see.
私はそれが怖い自分でも不思議なくらいにだからこっそり安心していたんだ嫌な過去を見せられて戦うのは自分じゃなくて他分かってる嫌なことが先延ばしになっただけでそのうち自分の番が来るんだって戦わなきゃいけないどうするのか自分で選ばなきゃいけない私は思い出したのだから戦うべき相手が誰なのかを
Oh, this song. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down. The song doesn't really match the lyrics, by the way, melody. My fair lady. Yeah, well, that was Kurusuke that he's singing that entire time. Very ominous song. Also, Rinko's like overweight because of the too much items, I guess. Let me put away some stuff while I'm here. Let's see. Oh, okay. Even though I can only control Rinko, I still technically can put everything away as everyone else, I guess. Put that away, put that away. Put these fish away. Keep that for now. And I'll put that away too. Might as well put that away. I'll probably, what I'll do is like if for the little puzzles that was mentioned in the Ryo's dungeon, I'll probably do them off screen. It's probably nothing interesting, to be honest. Just probably some items or something that you get from that, if I had to guess. But anyway, so let's start Rinko's story. See what she's up to, and also the big revelation about Haruto. I don't know, like. Does it become like, hey, by the way, Haruto, you're a murderer? It's like, oh, you got me. Time to kill you all or something. I don't know. I feel like they made the reveal way too early. Well, in chapter 6, which means like we're about like more than halfway, but we're not really close to the end. I feel like at least. I mean, I imagine there'll be a stage for each character, and there's like 8 characters in general, right? So there are at least 2 chapters left. So like, I don't know. I mean, 3 if you count Rinko as well. So we're not really close to the end yet, and yet already we are revealing the big evil bad guy. I don't know what what's gonna happen. I guess we'll see.